Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today we have a very special review, impressions of a knife that was loaned to me by an awesome channel member subscriber. Mr. Eddie allowed me to check out his Kunwu Knives S-TAO 2. Alright, so what we're looking at today is going to be the Kunwu Tao, or S-TAO, excuse me. This is the Model 2, the version 2. I just gave blood. I didn't cut myself, everybody's asking. I just gave blood, and they had to do a little, hemoglobin test or whatever they do when they prick your finger. So this is the S-TAO. It is a black DLC both on the handle and the blade itself. A beautiful, beautiful knife. Probably to date, the best Kunwu knife I've seen out there. It's phenomenal. Just simply phenomenal. I'll give you a little hint. As we go through the review and we talk about everything on this knife, I'm going to tell you that this knife is, it's pretty phenomenal. It's pretty phenomenal. So if there's any questions about that, we'll clear that up here. So first of all, the knife name is the S-TAO. This is the version 2. I had the original one. It was one of the giveaways, I think, for the 5,000K giveaway. I owned it, but then somebody bought it, and then they gave it back as a gift. An awesome... Sorry, there's a little piece of dust on there. Just wanted to clean it off. That's the thing. This texture, by the way, it's called a honeydew or cantaloupe honeydew kind of texture. It's really, really cool, by the way. It gives really nice texture. The manufacturer is Kunwu Knives. The designer is in-house. I believe it's Kunwu themselves. The owner of Kunwu, gosh, the name escapes me. But anyways, they're the ones who designed the knife. Simply a gorgeous knife. So the materials are titanium handles. They're contoured, as you can see, beautifully rounded all the way around. A mill deep pocket carry clip, but it does allow for a wire clip. So if you wanted to do wire clip, you absolutely could do that. It has a front flipper, a regular flipper, a thumb hole. So there's all sorts of stuff. It is a frame lock, as you can see here, beautifully rounded here as well. Kind of a small frame lock so it doesn't get in the way. So it's easy to get your finger on here to deploy it and stuff. So that's really cool. How does it open? Well, let's do this. There's the flipper, and the action, by the way, for closing is ridiculous. There's the thumb hole right there. So one of the things they did, I had the S-TAO, the original ones. The flipper was a lot harder to work, and you didn't always get the right leverage. The thumb hole was kind of real high and small, and it was difficult to work. They fixed everything. This is just a beautiful flicking kind of hold out. And the flipper, you can get a nice actuation, a nice deployment with that flipper. It works really well. Some good leverage on that flipper. So I like that a lot. It does have some nice jimping on top, jimping in the front. So the front, you can absolutely do a front flip. It doesn't go way up high like it used to. You can do the finger flip right there. That works really well. And of course, left-handed works nicely. Over here, you just make sure you don't put your finger in the lock bar, and then get in here, and you should be pretty easy to reverse flick. And then, of course, you can do the finger flip there as well. So it's got really awesome, awesome actuation, awesome deployment, open and close. Now closing, the detent, you clear the detent about right there. So when you hit your finger with that right there, it's all clear. And it's a beautiful, controlled, smooth, buttery action to close. And that is very consistent. There's no tuning that would be needed on this knife. As it is out of the box, it's simply gorgeous. I think Mr. Eddie put a little bit of oil on there, and that's it. And it's just on the detent ball, and that's it. Again, the texturing, we'll do some close-up zooms in on this, but it's just phenomenal. All T8 hardware all the way around. I love that. That's really great. It does have a Damascus pivot collar on both sides, which I think is really nice. That's not fire anodized, that's Damascus, so that's cool. It has two standoffs, and they're beautifully DLC polished, nice and polished, kind of a beautiful finish to match everything else. The inside has been milled out for great weight relief, but they also DLC the inside, so you don't have a weird kind of a color going on there. The blade itself is beautifully polished. You can see that DLC. It's simply stunning on both sides. It is a sheep's foot. Got that beautiful round top, a nice swedge on top for a nice control cut. And the way it works, here's my hands with my my meaty fingers. So extra large hands, normal hands would be right here. Double extra large hands with smaller fingers would be about right here. But you can absolutely choke up here. You can absolutely choke up here. And so then you have plenty of room for double extra, triple extra large hands, in my opinion. Beautifully rounded. It's got a nice thickness. It's not super thick, but it's not super thin. So you feel like you've got a good presentation. The clip, even though it does seem like it has those squares, they're nice and chamfered all the way around so that it's not sharp, it's not digging in. Very, very comfortable. I do dig that a lot. Again, that action is just stunning. So opening and closing, the materials are phenomenal. This DLC is high polished and it works. It works really well. It's not my knife. I would not even dare show it, but I've known people who attempted to scratch it. It does give it a much harder HRC because of the DLC. This is a true DLC that they put on there, so that's cool. But as with that, it also costs more. So, you know, if you get the real thing, then it will definitely cost a little bit more. So you have to keep that in mind, right? The blade is nice and big. This is a beautiful, we'll do some measurements here in just a second, but just beautifully coated, beautiful. And that DLC gives it just that beautiful action. I mean, I don't know what skiffs this would take, but I don't think it needs them. It's just beautifully tuned like this. They did an outstanding job. So I do like that a lot. Very cool. All right, so let's do some measurements on this. See how much this guy weighs. What are we coming in at? All right, so we're weighing at 5.2 ounces. It's not a light knife. It's a pretty big knife. So 5.2 ounces is what we're dealing with there. So there you go. And then we're going to get, let's see here, what is our overall length? Let's go from the tip here to there. Try to get close so we can kind of see the measurements. Right, so it is a full-size knife in my opinion. So we're going from the tip here to here. We've got 8, so we're about 8, I would say 8 1/4 of an inch. 8, yeah, maybe 8 1/8 of an inch, maybe 8 and between 8 1/4 and 8 1/8 of an inch. So, you know, there you go, 8 3/8, maybe, I don't know. But it's definitely a full-size knife. So if you look at the handle here, you've got a little over 4 inches if you go to the very top. But if you do the choke up, which you can choke all the way up here, you almost have 4 or 5 inches of grip, which is cool. The overall blade length from the very tip to the back is 3.5 inches. Yeah, right around 3.5 inches. The overall cutting length is about 3 1/8 of an inch. So very, very nice in that regard. Let's go ahead and see the blade stock thickness. What are we dealing with right here? All right, so let's measure this guy. We are at 126 thousandths of an inch. It's not super thick, but it's not super thin, right? So it's got some robustness to it. It's a big blade. You can definitely see that. So there you go. All right, so what is this knife? Is it a budget knife? Is it a regular knife? Is it a high-end knife? Is it a custom mid-tech? So it's made in China. So if you didn't know that, it is made in China. So this made in USA would be super expensive. So it's still relatively expensive for being made in China. This knife is going to cost you around, I think it was $365 if I remember correctly. It could be more. If I'm wrong, it'll be here and also be a link down in the description, right? In case I forget to put it here. So if I forget to put it here, it'll be in the description. Sometimes that happens, you know. You record a lot of videos, you know, always remember every little edit, right? So anyways, so yeah, it's definitely going to be what I would consider a high-end knife. It's on the lower end, but I mean, it could very easily be over $400 for a knife like this, right? So there you go. Beautiful, beautiful knife in that regard. Yeah, I do dig that. So very, very, very cool. Blade stock thickness, you know, and the cost. Is it a collection piece? For some people, this will be only a collection piece. They would probably never use it, and that's fine. It's your collection. You do what you want. You can make a budget knife a collection piece. But for me, every knife I own, I would carry. So I don't own this one, but I will because I liked it so much. And somebody told me about a drop, and I had to buy it. So I will be getting one in, and we'll probably do another unboxing of my version and the one I carry. This is a borrowed one, so I always take very good care and very light use on those things. I don't ever want to damage, scratch, do anything to somebody else's knife, right? All I've done is really keep it here at the desk, done a little flick opens like that, maybe do a short video out in the back patio, and then that's it. It's going to go back right into its box. That's all it does. I did that one cut of paper during the unboxing. It's a very thin little slice of paper, just see how it could get through with that factory edge. Didn't do any stropping, haven't done anything like that. This is not my knife. That's how I treat knives that are loaned to me, especially nicer knives, right? I wanted, unless they tell me explicitly I could, you know, beat the heck out of it, even then I don't like doing that because it's not my knife, right? So that being said, yeah, it definitely could be a collection piece. Could it be hard use? I think 100% could be hard use. I've seen people who've tested that. Absolutely EDC. It is a frame lock. Frame lock is going to be a nice secure lock. You're going to be able to grip, keep it locked. It's not going to break that lock. But you know, if you're expecting a fixed blade or an axe work out of a frame lock, then you know, that's not the right tool for the right job, right? But it could save you in a pinch, and it definitely will be a hard, good working tool. It doesn't have quite the pokey tip to get into stuff, but it still has a very nice sharp tip, as you can see. Beautiful up on top there, so it'll definitely be a wonderful slicer. You can do some precision cuts, definitely getting in there. I think that's really nice. So yeah, EDC hard use for sure. Definitely can do a lot of things with this one. I think that would be awesome. So ergos, the ergos and field, overall design, what do I think? I like it. I think it's a fantastic upgrade in every regard. I love the texture on here. I remember it had an orange peel before in mine, which I liked. I thought that was really, really cool. I think the orange peel texture is what you get on the plain titanium version, which is considerably less. I save like 60 or 80 bucks or something like that. Anyways, but that one is, I believe, orange peel. This one here is cantaloupe. I like it a lot. I think it's really, really, really nice. Opening and closing, it's just phenomenal. It's phenomenal. It's such a fidget knife. I mean, I could do this all day if this was my knife, right? So I'm just doing here for you for the video. It's so easy to work, so easy to use, both left and right-handed, right? So really, really nice. I love this. I love everything about this knife. It's just so much fun. It really is. And so if I wanted to just flip everything, I mean, there's just so many fun deployments. Is there a bonus flick? I don't know. I can't really get there. It's a little slippery. It's a little slippery or not shiny, right? It's polished. So the thumb holes work more than adequately. You can really get in there with your full thumb. You can get your meat of your finger, whatever you like, you can get in there. It's just really nice, really nice. So ergos and feel, opening, closing, textures are great. Rounded everywhere. There's not any sharp corners, even here where a lot of times people fail to do that. There's a little chamfering going on there. This right here is nice and chamfered. It's not sharp. That could be usually a pocket ripper, destroyer. Beautifully rounded clip. Got some nice texture. It is reversible, by the way, so left and right-handed carry, by the way. I don't know if you noticed that. So left-handed people, folks, you guys can definitely do a left-handed carry with this, which is really, really nice. Overall feel of this knife is just stunning. Stunning. It's their best yet. I really, really like this knife a lot. I think it's just really one of their, to me, it's their best knife I've yet to experience from them. So yeah, definitely. It's great. So, so great. I love everything about it. So fidget factor, man, you got 1, 2, 3, you know, left-handed all the way. Only thing I would be bonus, it's got to be like, to me, it's definitely like a 9 out of 10 or 9.5 out of 10. It's real close, right? All you need would be like a little button frame lock or something here, and then I guess you'd get the 10, because there's some people that have gone a little over, they have some extra. So I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I think it's a solid 9 out of 10. Everything works really, really, really well, and I enjoy it. I enjoy it, both left and right-handed. It's really, really nice, right? So it's a big knife. And that sometimes can be the challenge with a left-handed flick with a bigger knife. If you have longer fingers, that's easier to do than this up here. And that's what I will have to do from my hand, because they're a little shorter fingers, right? So yeah, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Fidgety goodness. It's so buttery smooth. It works so well. This does not have to be tuned. And I believe Mr. Eddie said he didn't do anything with this knife, just put a little oil in the detent ball right here. So the lock bar has a detent ball that goes in and it travels on the blade, and there's a hole on the blade, and that's what you hear, that click. That's the detents here. So if you didn't know, here, let's listen to this real quick up close. That's the detent ball going into the detent hole from the lock bar. And so everything is just really, really, really spot on. The opening, the closing, beautiful. I believe it's tuned really nicely. So I'm going to give it 100%. This is an absolute 100% banger of fidgety goodness. You know, big thumbs up, big smiley face, whatever you want to call it. Fidgety goodness factor is off the charts on this thing. It's just wonderful. So I guess it's kind of easy to figure out, is it recommended? 100% recommended. 100% recommended. I absolutely recommend this knife. 100%. Yeah, I think it's fantastic. phenomenally done. Really, 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 really outstanding knife. So yeah, if you can get a hold of one of these, I would recommend it. I bet even the non-black DLC is even cooler. I really dig this polished DLC. I think they just did an outstanding job. Let's take a look at that so you guys can see how beautifully polished that is. You can see the fine grind lines with the DLC that's been put on there and polished. And that beautiful swedge, the beautiful thumb hole there. And then you can also take a look at that pivot collar and see the Damascus. That is truly Damascus on there. And let's look at the back here. Here's the blade back here. And you do see Vanix. And I think, yeah, that's it. Just Vanix. So it's Vanix Super Clean Blade Steel, if you didn't know that. Did I say that in the beginning? I sure hope I did. If I didn't, it's Vanix Super Clean. Golly. If I did forget to say that, I'm sorry. That's great steel. Super water resistant, you know, from corrosion. I mean, the DLC is extra coating, but you don't need it, right? So beautiful there. The grind on that blade, if you look at that, the blade has been ground. It's really nice and even on both sides. So I think that's wonderful. And so here's the actual handle itself with that beautiful cantaloupe honeydew texture on the outside. It does feel like honeydew. I think it's pretty cool. And there's, you can see the wire clip if you wanted to do that. Then on the back, here's the frame lock. Very minimal. You got the little Kunwu logo there, and that's about it. I mean, you don't really need to put more Kunwu on there. Anybody who knows anything about Kunwu or knives like this, everyone will know that this is a Kunwu knife. There's no question in my mind that this is a Kunwu knife. If you didn't know that from the pivot, if you didn't know that from the design here, then I guess you haven't experienced Kunwu. And then once you experience it, you'll be like, oh yeah, Kunwu for sure. Yeah, so that's my personal opinion, right? You know, so there's a beautiful milling on the inside on the scale. It's done really well for great weight relief. And then on the back, you've got the two standoffs, like I said, with a beautiful polish on there. Then you can see the clip. The clip is really nice and round, going in and out of the pocket. It's not real hard angle there. So to me, that rolls in and out of the pants really well, because this is not one of these knives you're going to be out, you know, climbing mountains, maybe running a marathon with. At least I hope not. It's a big knife. It's got some weight. It's over 5 ounces, right? You want something to be EDC in and out of the pocket. And I think that's what this does right here. And then you can see the engagement on this knife. It's a good 30, 40%, maybe 45%. Yeah, I'm guessing right there. It does have a steel bar insert over travel stop right there. So you can see that as well. Let's see, can we get a good angle on that? Yeah, there you go. You can see that. And then here's the back part. This is where the jimping is. It's nice as the jimping comes here, because then you get a little grip. You feel like you can hold it. You're not going to lose your hand. This is beautifully rounded all the way around, chamfered rounded. I think this is rounded. It's like it was chamfered and then just got rounded. You see that? All that beautiful touch everywhere. I think that's really outstanding. And even here on the clip itself, beautifully rounded and chamfered all the way around. I think that's just outstanding. Yeah, and then there's that Damascus again. And again, the beautiful thumb hole. I love the little touch there with like a pseudo fuller thumb hole kind of thing going on there. I think that's really cool. All right. So let's go ahead and take a nice big screenshot of this. This will probably be for a little thumbnail, right, for the video. I think it's just gorgeous. Simply gorgeous. I mean, could you do a hollow grind? Yeah, you probably could. It'll make it a little more expensive, but I don't think with a big, beautiful sheep's foot like this, it's still an absolutely powerful slicer. Because if I go here and I come out, it definitely comes a nice flat grind, right? It's a beautiful, beautiful flat grind. I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it. I think it's great. Really outstanding job there, Kunwu. Thumbs up to you guys. My goodness. My goodness. And I'm sure you're going to come out with more. I know Metal Complex, Richard over there, I believe he's having Kunwu do his knife, and it looks stunning. Hey, I love the Shaman. I love the influences that are in his knife. I can definitely see those influences, but I can also see the touch of Kunwu. And I think Kunwu is just really bringing that together nicely. So I'm very excited about that. I hope I can get in on it. The integral might be a little more expensive and out of my budget, but, you know, I'll try. We'll try to get it. If not, then, you know, maybe I'll get one of his cheaper budget ones that he's coming out with. I don't always have to have integral. I think it'd be cool, but, yeah, I don't think I have an integral in my collection right now at all. So there you go. Again, there's that action. So one more time. That's just so gorgeous. Simply, simply gorgeous. You clear the detent, and there you go. Super controlled. It's not guillotine. It's very controlled shut. And that, to me, is my absolute favorite. That's what you get on really custom knives. So nice job, Kunwu. Fantastic knife. So if you found that interesting, you know, let me know. Let me know. Give me your thoughts, your questions. If you have the knife already, it's one in your collection. What do you think about it? How are you enjoying your knife? What do you think about it? Is it fun? It's enjoyable? Hey, if you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, or informative, would you please consider hitting the like button down below? And if you've already hit that like button, would you please consider hitting the subscribe button? Subscribing and liking the videos really helps out the channel, allows the channel to produce more content, do more things, ultimately do more things for you guys. So thank you. Thank you to everyone out there who watches the videos, who enjoys the videos, who likes the videos, who part of the live streams. I sure appreciate you guys out there. Thank you. Seriously, thank you. If you haven't already, hit that notification button down below there as well, so you can be notified of future content like this video. And then a big thank you to all my channel members out there. You know who you are. I'm so appreciative of you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You guys really allow the channel to do a lot more things than I ever thought we'd be able to do a lot sooner. Seriously. Some of the things we're doing I didn't think would ever happen or would happen way down the road, but thank you to the channel members who are so generous with their memberships. I appreciate you guys. And it's a small way for me to say thank you. I do two things for all my channel members. One, there's a once a month members giveaway. I usually try to make sure it's a very nice knife, not just a budget knife, which I try to get a very nice budget knife, but it's a nicer knife. You know, definitely over $100. Usually I try to make sure it's a nicer knife that hopefully everyone would be interested in, right? So I go out of my way for that, just for me to say thank you to the channel members. As long as you guys keep being so generous with the channel membership, I want to keep being generous back to you guys. So we do a once a month members giveaway. Secondly, every brand new channel member, I will send you a sticker. So email me with your name and address and I'll mail you a sticker. If you've been a member for a while or just became a member again, you were a member before, but you never asked for a channel member sticker and you are a member right now, email me as well. I'd love to mail you a sticker as well. I just need your name and address so I can mail you out that channel member sticker. My way of saying thank you. Thank you for your kindness, your generosity. I just want a little note to say thank you. You know, I like doing that. So just there you go. All right. Well, appreciate all you guys out there. You guys are all amazing. So thank you. And if you all haven't already, check me out over on Instagram at Robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at Robs_nerdy_knives. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.